Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This will be a video on cloning a 2008 Mini Cooper S. This is an N14, a lane from Texas. This is your donor computer. So I'm reading the computer. I have it connected right now first on the platform and in the scanner. Yes, I can read the VIN number right there. That's the VIN number that is onto that computer. Completely different than originally from a lane, which let me just show you in a second. I have both the numbers in here. So a lane will be TV361. So right here, TV36146. And this one, as you see, is TT90643. So yep, computer has fiber reference and communication. That's as much as I will check. You supply the computer, so I'm going to perform the cloning. And again, as I showed before, I have it marked as original and donor. This is your original module, and the other one has a different sticker on it. Part numbers are a little different. Let me just see. The bottom part number, which is important, is exactly the same, which it says DME 7586 132-01 boards are exactly the same way. And let me just see, actually, disregard what I said. The part numbers are exactly a match. So, nope, the part numbers are exactly the same. All right, guys, so let me start the cloning. I already saved the original file from um, his, this is the original folder, so original DME, and I have the EEPROM and the internal flash to transfer over to the donor. I'm going to save the donor just in case we ever need to come back or do something to that one. We can always have the original folder that came with the computer. All right, this is just a process of connections, and for ease, I use these connectors are very easy to connect, and but that goes into the multi-prog, so that's a different uh, read. So let me connect everything, and I will explain you that in a second. All right, connections are pretty simple. Again, I'm using the universal adapter from multi-prog. They are actually marked, each of those being it shows as ground, P1, S1, S7. So you will have to just follow pretty much. I mean, they make it very, very simple. Even put the color code. So we got connector 60004, center connector, and then the small. And I don't set the numbers on this one because they can change from 232 to 211 and so on. Depends on N14, N16, N18, N12, or so on. The pinouts are pretty much the same. But yeah, as you can see, we only use two connectors, the small one and the first one, the X60004, which doesn't change the number across all Mini Coopers. And then the connectors, as it says in here, pin 3, which is in here, either 1 and 3, which are grounds. Pin 19 is S4, is that's ignition, there's the keep alive, sorry, right here, the keep alive memory. And then we have CAN high, CAN low, and connectors. It says pin 40, but that's actually incorrect. Let me just see, because it's actually, maybe it is correct, 40 and 52. And then I don't know what this pulse width modulation 1 and 2 are, but that's a signal that the multiproc needs to operate. And then the 16, oh, sorry, the battery voltage on this pin. All right, so let's connect for this one. I'm actually connecting the power supply, and then we have the USB cable over to the computer. I don't need this line no more in here. Okay, so I got already the XProg running. So N select and med 17.2. So let's read the EEPROM first. This is the original file from this one. So let me read. All right, this is going to take a little time to read. It's going to send and receive a signal. So let me just pause the video and I'll be right back. All right, I finished the read. This one it always pips when that happens. So let me see, 1432, and it was 14, so around 4 minutes reading the EEPROM. So we're going to save this. I'm going to select the folder. Let me just go over to the now donor. Donor EME right here. So, and I don't have to rename it or anything because this is going to call what each file it is. So this is the internal EEPROM. So we save that, and that also tells me here where did I save it. All right, so let's select the flash and do the same thing. Let's read it. Again, all I'm doing this is to make sure that there is no errors reading the device, which is very important. So you want to read first, because if it's any errors and you're trying to just write, then it will be no good computer for nothing. So I'd rather always recheck, make sure that I can read the folders and I mean the files and everything is going smooth. All right, so let's see how long it's going to take. I think the flash is super fast in this one too. Luckily for me, the Mini Coopers are a little faster sometimes in reading. When it's about writing, it takes up to 1 hour per writing. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, it's almost at 80% reading the flash. This is, of course, a bigger file. When it reads the EEPROM, it just goes like I mean, from 0 to 100 in like 10 seconds. So it takes more to check because these hardware software checks everything to make sure there is no error. So, okay, so data reads successfully. This should beep and in process. Okay, and now close. It took 3 minutes and 3 seconds to read this. How long it took to read the um, 3 minutes 13 seconds. Let me just see. Well, I don't know. It says it was very quickly. All right, so we're going to save the same thing in donor, and this is called internal flash, and we can save that. All right, now we got the file saved. I always start with the internal flash, and now we're going to write. Oh, so I made a mistake because I needed to select that folder. Can I stop in here? Yeah, I make a mistake. Well, it's not going to damage anything because this is, of course, the correct folder. But I'm writing the same information back into the computer, so I'll be right back. Okay, I went and select the correct file. I went and just to the point because at first it start to again sending communication back and forth. It will warn you that it's impossible for them to know if this is a correct file for this computer. That if you want to proceed and you take the risk, obviously. It's always a risk when you're programming and cloning a computer, and that is a risk that you don't take. You tell your customer, and he's the one that takes I mean, the risk. We're providing a service, but we're not, in any manner. I don't know how that computer is. Same thing is when you're doing a programming in a car, right? So if something fails, I mean, I'm trying my best. I got the best equipment, clean power supplies, good battery voltage. This is not like, like you're in a car and you're trying to do a programming with in the incorrect um, voltage, and that's very important. That's why I always recommend to anyone in the automotive industry to make sure that you're using a clean battery maintainer. All right, this is again the same pop-up, and you just click OK, and this will proceed with the writing. Again, this is going to take a while, so I'll be back as soon as this is done. All right, the flash is done. I'm now doing the EEPROM. Same thing, I just went and select open file, and then right, this is going to start doing the same thing, send and receive, and then um, give you the same warning. They're just trying to not be blamed, and I understand. There is, modules that are very expensive, and this is where you need to be honest with your customer. I mean, again, yes, I can provide you with with a service, but I will not be covering a module that is 3 times or even more the price of what I'm charging you to do a clone, right? Or a program, right? So this is always why it's so important to communicate, and then there will be no misunderstandings. All right, guys, I'll very be back very soon. Oh, sending and receiving data, please wait. Again, this is just going to be in there for a while. All right, all is done. So I can this write operation duration. The ship is turned on. Data writing succeeded. All right, so now what I want to do is disconnect this, reconnect the scanner, which I have ready. And remember, we had dabbing number TT90643. Let's see if it has changed, right? So I'll be right back. Right, MDCI is powering on. I got the multimeter connected to the same thing, power and ground on the 5-volt reference. Let's power this up. All right, 5-volt reference is there. And now let's get out of here. Again, it should be, let me get his bit original B number. One second. Oh, too much. So we are looking for TV, B as in Victor 36146. All right, so let me go back and let's do an auto scan again. So let's see TB 36146. All right. And now we got TB 36146. All right, Elaine, your computer is fully cloned. I'll be now marking it as a donor. All right, so we got your original, which is ready to go. And now you got your donor again, ready to go. All right, guys, I hope that you like the content. I'm trying to share as much as I can with the goal to make sure that people understand that I can do all these services and not to teach you because I have seen many people that try they just destroy computers. Please don't do that. I mean, it's just not fair to the customers. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, and this is a good example. I did miss one leg on the 5-volt regulator on his original computer, and it's not that I missed it. It was a weak solder, and prevented the car from starting, and that's why he has now he sent me, he says, he asked me, Mike, can you please, if I send you one, can I have you make me a spare one? Because I have another computer which is exactly the same part number. I'm like, sure, go ahead and do it. Send it over so we have, so if he anything happens, he has one that he can send and keep the car running because he loves the car. All right, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.